This is Starla Muhammad interviewing Imam Siraj Wahaj out of New York, Masjid Taqwa. And Brother Imam, just kind of comment on today, what you got out of presenting at this first Deen Intensive Academy, and just kind of share your thoughts and feelings about today.
This Deen Intensive Academy was extraordinary. I had a tremendous time of exchange. It wasn't just as a teacher, but as a student, listening to the various conversations, the statements of the participants. It was wonderful, wonderful experience. The energy was high. It was just good. I fell in love with everybody here, and my prayers is that it continues to be successful.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. This is Sister Starla Muhammad interviewing Abdul Jalil Muhammad, and Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Sister Starla. Good seeing you.
Thank you, sir. Brother Jalil, we're here for the first Deen Intensive Academy in the outskirts of Washington, D.C., 2013. And first and foremost, what exactly is Deen Intensive Academy?
Deen Intensive Academy is an Islamic workshop where we strive to establish Islamic principles, Islamic ideals, and get a better understanding of our religion that we love and cherish. And I wanted to have this academy so that people from the inner city would get the opportunity to study under some of the leading scholars throughout America, and we really put forth a lot of effort, and I believe it was a smashing success this weekend.
And so describe what took place over the weekend. What sort of workshops and activities did you have?
We had Imam Siraj Wahaj, who came and spoke with us for 10 hours, and he did a good job in talking about the Quranic mandate of the Hadith. And so he did a good job, and he spoke in detail about why it was important to learn Quran, but also learn the Hadith, the sayings of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. We had Imam Zaid Shak, who talked about the necessity of dawah, did a great job talking about why dawah is important in the 21st century. Imam Abdul Malik talked about restoring your faith in Allah, and restoring your commitment in Allah, and he talked about some principles that must take place if we are striving to restore our faith. Imam Abdullah Madiyun talked about Prophet Muhammad being the best example. Imam Abdullah Madiyun is out of the city of Chicago, and he engaged the people and talked about how it was important to mimic him and emulate him and follow his pristine example. Imam Sultan talked about whether you have, Sultan Muhammad from Mas Mariam talked about whether you have a fickle faith or a fruitful faith. And he did a great job with it, and he talked about restoring our faith in ourselves, but also restoring our faith in the religion that we profess. And then lastly, we have Dr. Abdul Akbar Muhammad, the international representative from Minister Louis Farrakhan, who just really was a moderator and talked about our lofty position in Islam, but just a huge help and a facilitator over the weekend. So I thank all of them, because all of them have done a mighty work through the years in Islam, and they've continued their work here at the Deen Intensive Academy, and all of us here were very, very grateful and appreciative that they were able to share some precious moments with us.
And last question, Brother Jalil, if people around the country are perhaps interested in getting more information on Deen Intensive Academy, is there a number or a website they should contact?
Yes, ma'am. They can call 415-559-2473, and they can go to deenintensiveacademy.com. That's Deen, D as in David, E as in Eddie, E as in Eddie, N as in Nancy, deenintensiveacademy.com, and they can receive some of the information that we've dispensed out. We've got DVDs and CDs readily available for purchase, and we're looking to go to Houston this December, if it pleases Allah, inshallah, and we're looking to further establish this religion that's been scorned and rebuked and mocked under false pretenses, and done with malice. We're going to hold fast to the rope of Allah all together and unite our people under the banner of Islam, and bring communities together and bring families together so that Islam can be prevalent in our lives. I travel all over the country, Sister Starla, as I mentioned in this workshop this weekend, and I see Islamic universities teaching Islam on a higher level. And much to my dismay, most of these universities have non-Muslims chairing the departments, and I think that's a grave tragedy. And so as a result of that, I'm trying to develop scholars so that we can teach it. the nuances of Islam. And Islam is a science. It's nothing easy about it. It's very, very, very intrinsic. But it only can be further championed and further advanced if we learn it in a better fashion. Minister Farrakhan said something in Ramadan prayer line that was tremendously important and profound. He said, all of us are students. And he said we should be students of this religion right up into our grave. And with that, I think that's a fitting example as to what we're striving to do. Be students in mastering this religion and furthering along in our faith and furthering along our belief in Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Brother Jalil. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you, Sister Starla. May Allah bless you in your mighty work that you're doing at the final call. And ask Allah to continue to bless you over and over again with your achievements that you've made, and ask Allah to bless you to be strong in this religion and keep you firm in this religion. Ameen.
Thank you, Brother Jalil. May Allah continue. This is Starla Muhammad, and I'm interviewing Imam Sultan Rahman Muhammad of Mosque Mariam in Chicago, who just delivered a wonderful khutbah here in Washington, D.C. at Masjid Muhammad. And Imam Sultan, first of all, if you can give a little background on this wonderful masjid here today and the significance of you being here today delivering the khutbah.
Praise be to Allah. This masjid is originally mosque number 4. Mosque number 4 is now known as Masjid Muhammad. This mosque was the first masjid built from the ground up by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And as I learned today, that it also has the distinction of being the first masjid or mosque built for the worship of Allah Most High by indigenous Muslims here in America. So this is an opportunity, a historic opportunity that culminated this weekend through the Deen Intensive Academy and the work of bringing our communities together. Coming together now here at this mosque, Mosque number 4, which was originally Mosque number 4, is a sign for us as a people about our future. This was basically the gist of the message today in khutbah, was that we are coming together, regardless of our differences, our past and so forth, to embrace around our shared history and embrace our belief as Muslims in Allah and in the prophetic tradition of Muhammad on him be peace. We are now, praise be to Allah, looking at the community here celebrating nearly 75 years of history as a masjid here in the DC area. So I thank Allah for this opportunity, and I thank Allah for the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in establishing a platform for this healing to take place. For this weekend has been a source of healing for the believers and a source of great inspiration about our future. And as a youth growing up, I spent about 4 years here with my father, who was the imam here, the resident imam, where I went to school here at Sister Clara Muhammad School for several years before moving overseas. And it was just a beautiful and surreal kind of experience to actually stand at the dais or the pulpit of where I used to watch my father deliver the khutbahs every Friday. So it's like a full circle and coming home in many ways, and a testament to our beloved minister who's guiding us to a healing future. So I thank Allah again for this moment to partake in such a beautiful, rewarding experience.
Thank you very much, sir. Assalamu alaikum. This is Sister Starla interviewing Sister Fatima Muhammad from Detroit, Michigan. And Sister Fatima, first and foremost, what inspired you to come and participate in the Deen Intensive Academy, and what have you learned and taken away so far?
Since I really was desirous of us taking more information in, learning a little bit more on our Islamic faith, practicing our faith, maybe some of those questions that I had that I just didn't know how to ask or what to ask. I thought it'd be an excellent opportunity to just grow in my religion.
And so how have you enjoyed the seminar thus far?
Words cannot express that it was worth the ride here. It was worth all that we went through to try to get here. The information we received just on the first part of the first day was enough. But to get all that we have, I feel like I am so prepared to be a better servant and to aid and assist in this work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.